T-Bone and Heather in the morning on Star 98.3 and 97.7 The Bay.
Yes, sir, but not just us. Look who's here.
Here's Johnny.
Yay!
Returning from a long exodus away.
I know, right?
Hey, I got to thank you and T2.
Yeah, of course, right.
You came in on your free time over the weekend.
John did it. I just stood by it.
And you fixed my computer, and it was a disaster for months. And you came in on your time off away from family, and you fixed my computer. And I want to thank you very, very much.
He could have never done it without me.
That is very sweet. But it literally, I have no social life. So
okay,
it was the most exciting
but
part
you
of my
have
weekend.
Kids, trust me. I know they love you when you're home. So I appreciate that.
It's my pleasure. I'm happy to do it.
Okay, now there is a ton of stuff that is out, right?
But during my weeks away here, a movie came out I just wanted to go back to a little bit because I know it's near and dear to T's heart. Wolfman.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
I am so disappointed at how it did in the box. No, not in the movie. Not the movie.
Okay.
At how it did in the box office.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
well, yeah.
I was slightly disappointed in the movie because I'd hyped it up in my mind to be like Invisible Man, which Invisible Man is a character that I just had no love for. It's a very cool idea, but it's very one note,
And
right?
it was really good, that movie.
Yeah, they took a one note idea and turned it into something
really
really
good.
compelling, really, really good.
Pretty solid.
So I was expecting the same kind of thing from Wolfman, and it wasn't that, but it was a good monster movie.
Okay.
Right? It made like, I think, less than $10 million its opening weekend. And
I ain't gonna do
$3
it.
million. I don't know. Every single time I think my beloved Universal monsters are going to make their comeback,
That doesn't happen.
it just falls right on its face.
I think that the thing that they don't factor in, it's a double-edged sword because people are very, very familiar with the genre. It's been around forever.
Right.
And people go, oh, well, we'll make a movie and we don't have to really do too much because everybody knows what a vampire is and Dracula and our Wolfman or whatever. And so people who are into that will go watch it. The other side of that coin is there's been so much of it that people are just like, it's another Dracula.
Well, and here's the thing. There's so many ways to make it unique and compelling for a modern audience. I mean, the Wolfman specifically, you treat that like an STD almost. Like, remember... No, seriously. Like, what was the movie about?
So you can catch it.
Oh wow, I cannot remember it at all. It was a very popular small horror movie a few years back where when people would hook up, this monster would follow them.
Wasn't it? It Follows?
It Follows, yeah. This monster would follow them.
That's right there.
I knew it was something like that.
It follows.
Yes. Just as I get older, my brain gets blank.
I hear you, brother.
But It Follows did that, and it can be the same type of thing. Or, with everything about people not liking how they look these days and things like that, treat it as a body horror. Where your transformation, there's so many things you can do, and they just don't take the time to do it. I think too much on that.
Right.
You know these people.
You know it. It's here it is. Here's another one.
Right.
It's like here's another pizza. You'll like it because you like pizza.
Right.
Well,
which is true. But
what's on the pizza?
People that don't eat pizza to eat the pizza.
There you go.
So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. But yeah, this weekend there's two big things coming out. The first that came out yesterday, technically, is that You're Cordially Invited, which seems I really get a touch of nostalgia when movies like this come out because it brings me back to the 2000s, which sounds weird to say bring me back to there.
Yeah, way back
then. It should still be there.
Black and white, right?
But stars Will Farrell and Reese Witherspoon.
It's the wedding thing, right?
Yeah. It's two weddings are accidentally double booked for the same venue.
Oh, boy.
And hilarity ensues. Will Farrell plays the father of the bride on his wedding side, and Reese Witherspoon, the sister of the bride, on hers. And they go for every obvious joke that you could imagine.
Sure.
Reese Witherspoon's tiny, Will Ferrell's big. She's a girl, he's a boy.
Right.
But they work because of who it is.
Let me ask you this: how did Reese Witherspoon? Because comedy's not something everybody can do.
No.
Does she have comedy chops?
She's been in comedies all over the place.
She has done comedies. I know that.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you're opposite Will Farrell, it's a different type of and level of comedy.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's boxing versus boxing with Muhammad Ali.
Exactly.
She holds her own. I mean, and because I think honestly, to be truthful, I think the kind of comedy she's done that you're talking about, Heather, I think it's harder than regular comedy. She does like kind of that subtle, like it could be a joke that happens in real life comedy, there's like an acting component to it as opposed to just slapstick or what you'd see in like an Anchorman.
Right.
So like Sweet Home Alabama, Legally Blonde, all these things I think uniquely prepared her to take on Will Farrell in this Battle of the Titans.
Okay.
But no, it is very. Yeah, it's new and familiar at the same time. It's because we haven't seen it in so long, especially not in the theaters.
Right.
And what's the name of it again?
You're cordially invited.
You're cordially invited.
And because we don't see it in the theaters, and this isn't in the theaters either, by the way, it's on Prime Video. Because you don't see these in the theaters, we've talked about it before. These movies come out and they're out of your brain almost immediately.
Right.
So, like, other than this one, I'd have a hard time, gun to my head, thinking of 3 romantic comedies that came out in the last 5 years.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And that was
Okay.
like a huge section of.
And that was
of
It is a
entertainment
huge
and movies.
section, yeah.
Well, certainly was. I don't know that it still is. But for a while there was like, you could always count on one of those movies coming out and doing well.
Exactly. Yeah, they were the bread and butter of the box office. And actually, in theaters this weekend, it's a good weekend to take your kids if you have kids under 10. Dogman has come out, which sounds like a horror movie.
It
but
does.
sounds like
What
a
is-
werewolf.
What is it?
So my kid, I owe Dogman so much because it got my kids started on comic books before I could even get them started on comic books.
Really?
Yeah, it's a series of books. I mean, they're book-sized books, but they're written like comic books on the inside. And Dogman specifically, it's also going to sound a bit like a horror movie in the beginning here, but they managed to tackle it in a family-friendly way. So a police officer and his canine dog are out on patrol. An accident happens, and they're both grievously injured.
Okay.
And they merge them together in surgery.
Oh, my
to create
gosh.
Dogman, who's
I'm already sold.
who's the ultimate
I love
dog
it.
cop. Yeah,
He's the ultimate dog cop.
Yeah, it could be either an amazing kids cartoon or the plot of an 80s B movie.
Oh,
love
my
it.
gosh, I love it.
I love it.
But I love this for so many reasons. I mean, kids.
Is it
It's
animated?
canine.
Yes, it
it's
is,
canine RoboCop.
It's animated. Okay.
Right. It's animated, and it's animated in a beautiful way. Like nowadays, everything you see that gets animated has to have a new technique or a new look.
Right.
This looks very like it's richer than Charlie Brown, but Charlie Brown type animation, a regular,
A little bit old
hand-drawn,
school.
yeah, animation, and the jokes really hit for adults and kids, and it's just a fun time. And really, I mean. The adults really don't come into play on this. The kids are going to want to see this. Dogman is like the biggest book series of the last 10 years.
Wow.
so out of it. I don't have kids at that age.
Yeah, I know this, but then I'm already seeing myself not knowing the next.
So your kids are all into this.
Oh yeah, yep.
They're 100% on board.
Yeah, there's Dogman. I want to say Catboy, but I always get it confused with. There's this Ladybug show that's on Netflix. I don't know. It gets confusing. But,
Yeah, I see.
But Dogman is really good. I think a lot of fun for the family.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So other than that, there's a couple movies coming out. I didn't see these two. Love Me and Valiant One are both out. Those are smaller releases.
Okay.
And I don't have a ton of info on those. So we're ending out the end of the slow season in the box office right now.
Yeah.
So in the next couple weeks, we have a couple big things coming up.
All right.
Biggest one we talked previously about it on Valentine's Day, the ultimate date movie, Captain America: Brave New World.
Gonna be huge.
wow.
Which I just
Harrison
can't.
Ford, Red Hulk. It's going to be big.
I think this movie really shows or proves the thought people had about taking a break from Marvel, because we've had shows, no doubt, but there haven't been big movies. It hasn't been the onslaught that it was.
Right.
And I found myself feeling really excited for the first time.
You got to give
see this
people
movie.
time to miss them.
That's exactly it. Also coming out on Valentine's Day is Paddington in Peru. I don't know if have you guys seen the Paddington movies?
Yeah, I saw the first
one.
I saw the first one.
Surprisingly good, right?
It was very good. Yeah.
And then speaking of stuff for kids, and I am so happy about this, and I want to urge everybody to take your kids to see this, because I can't tell you how disappointed I was when I found out that my kids didn't know really anything about Bugs Bunny and his crew.
What?
The Looney Tunes are not a thing anymore.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
I don't know how I let that happen, and I don't know how America failed these children, but the Looney Tunes are not part of the vernacular anymore. But thankfully, the day the Earth blew up, a Looney Tunes movie is coming out on February 28th, so it's our opportunity to right
Introduce
this egregious
children.
wrong.
So
Right.
the entire cast of genres, the Elmer Fudd, Foghorn, that doesn't resonate.
Right.
Oh, my
It's
gosh.
YouTube. YouTube has taken over that. So, I mean, when I was a kid, like the programming I watched when I was a kid in the 80s is so different than what my kids watch now. I mean, we had a lot of reruns. I watched a lot of I Love Lucy, Gilligan's Island, Flintstones, Jetsons.
I'll tell you how important it was to me. When I was a kid, I didn't get the channel Looney Tunes came on. Okay? Didn't come in at my house. But it did come in at my brother's apartment, my older brother's apartment. Saturday morning, I'd get on my bike and ride 5 miles. I'm not kidding you, to watch Looney Tunes.
That is amazing.
Wow.
That is such a piece of Americana right there. I love that you had that in your childhood.
Saturday morning in the summer,
like that.
Didn't do it in the wintertime, obviously, but in the summer, I would get, and my mom knew, I would get up at like 6 or whatever it was, hop on my Huffy, and
pedal.
Pedal up to my brother's apartment that was about 5 miles away, and he would leave the door unlocked. I'd go in, move the rabbit ears.
What a good brother, too.
What
if
a
he has
good
his
brother.
own apartment age, and he's got his little brother coming in at 7 o'clock on a
Saturday
Saturday morning after
also
being out the night
stepping
before.
over kegs and his friends.
But he left the door up. That's
He did.
important. Snow White coming out March 21st.
Oh,
That's coming up.
right.
It's gotten a lot of backlash, and
It has.
I think that the Rachel Zegler, who's playing Snow White, has said some stupid things in the press. But if you remove all the outside stuff as a movie, it just looks really good.
Yeah.
Like the dwarves are. You'll have to see a little bit more of them, but the look of this film, it really matches the animation. So I'm excited to see that one. When I'm not excited to see the Minecraft movie, April 4th.
How are they going to do that?
Well, it's Jack Black.
This sounds like a disaster.
Is it The Rock or Jason Momoa? Jason Momoa. It's Jack Black and Jason Momoa. It does sound like a disaster, but I've really learned to, ever since the Lego movie, there are things that come out that look like they're going to be absolutely horrible. And some of them are.
And look at Jumanji.
Yep,
Look at Jumanji.
Jumanji was another one.
Huge hit.
Yeah.
The remake.
This feels like it feels like they may be doing it in Jumanji type of way. Okay. So, I don't know. As of now, I'm not sold, but hopefully it's gonna be good. But yeah, and that'll take us right into summer. So we've got a couple things coming up. It's a slower spring, I think. Than usual.
I think it is, and I just think we're still in that flux where there's just so much out there, so much people are distracted in so many different directions.
Yeah. Right.
And it just didn't used to be that way. There were like 2 or 3 big movies out, and you just went and saw those.
Hey, and don't forget RC Theater, for the Oscars, since the Oscars are coming up on Sunday, March 2nd, they're going to have a whole Oscars watch party. They're going to have a red carpet. The tickets are going to be free, but they are offering a VIP package where you could get some champagne and like a charcuterie board.
Awesome.
I know, right? The doors are going to open at 6. Red carpet coverage is going to start at 6:30. They're going to have it in the RCX Theater, the big theater.
Nice.
So there are, and we're going to be giving away VIP tickets. That's coming up in the next couple of weeks. But go ahead and check out their website. And this is all new, and hopefully the free tickets will be up soon. Just get your reservations.
There's no better way to watch the Oscars than in a group setting. I never would have thought it, but in the Film Critics Association, we used to do a yearly thing where everybody got together and dressed up and watched them.
Right, sure.
And I was like, this is going to be stupid. It was a lot of fun to watch them with a group. And I'll tell you, I slept for a while in the RC Theater's RCX Theater.
Yeah.
There is a marked difference. If you get a chance to see a movie
Is it a big difference? I haven't been in the RCX Theater.
It's the sound, it's the pictures a little bit. It's just a more, all of their theaters are good. That's what I like about the place. But even the smaller ones are still a good size, but the RCX is a step above.
Okay.
If you haven't tried it out, I definitely recommend you guys try it out.
All right, 7:25. Let's check the weather.